$200,000 to $300,000 a year.
No kidding.
Minimum. So, if we add all this up, Michael needs to be pulling in at least $500,000 to $1 million a year, after taxes, just to keep this lifestyle afloat. And remember, this dude's retired and his family's unemployed. Now, is this possible for an ex-criminal like Michael? Surprisingly, yeah, it could be. Here's where GTA 5 gets pretty realistic. Former big-time criminals, especially those involved in stuff like bank heists, often have ways of stashing and laundering their cash. Offshore accounts are a classic move. Places like the Cayman Islands or Switzerland have been popular for hiding money. These days, it's gotten tougher with international banking regulations, but for someone who pulled off big scores years ago, it's plausible. Shell companies are another trick of the trade. Setting up legit-looking businesses to funnel money through is a common way to make dirty money look clean. Michael could easily have a few of these running, maybe some real estate companies or investment firms that exist mainly on paper. In the real world, we've seen cases of retired criminals living pretty sweet lives. Take Whitey Bulger, the gangster we mentioned earlier. When he was finally caught after years on the run, he had over $800,000 in cash hidden in the walls of his apartment. And that's just what they found. GTA 5 gets pretty accurate with the idea that someone with Michael's background could maintain this lifestyle, at least for a while. The game shows him struggling with boredom and family issues, which is pretty spot on. Many former criminals find it hard to adjust to normal life, even if they're living in luxury. What the game doesn't really get into, which would be a factor in real life, is the constant stress of maintaining this facade. In reality, someone like Michael would always be looking over his shoulder, worried about the IRS or other agencies catching on to his financial tricks. The game also simplifies how easy it is to spend this kind of money without raising suspicion. In real life, big purchases and lavish spending can trigger all sorts of red flags with financial institutions and law enforcement. So, while GTA 5 nails the surface-level accuracy of a retired criminal's luxe lifestyle, it glosses over some of the more complex realities. But hey, that's why it's a game, right?
Yeah.
In the end, Michael's lifestyle in GTA 5 is a pretty solid representation of what a successful retired criminal might be able to pull off, at least for a while. It's flashy, it's expensive, and it's just plausible enough to make us believe that maybe, just maybe, crime does pay, until it doesn't. But that's a whole other story. Now, how does City of Los Santos compare to Los Angeles? Rockstar Games really went all out in recreating Los Angeles for GTA 5, and honestly, they nailed a lot of it. First up, we've got downtown Los Santos. Just like